SpaceX's astronaut launch is a boost for the International Space Station, Nature.com. World Environment Day 2020, bats are not the enemy in the fight against the novel coronavirus, first post. Mars moons may hint that the planet once had rings, CNN. Armor-plated dinosaurs' last meal found beautifully preserved, 110 million years later, Science Alert. Thai clinic offers mini face mask for up-close beauty treatments, The Telegram. New report details spread of COVID-19 through global mining industry, CTV News. Australia economy shrinks as recession looms, Bloomberg Markets and Finance. Honda recalls 1.4M vehicles worldwide to fix faulty fuel pumps, CTV News. Walmart closing its tire, lube and express businesses in stores across Canada, sue today. Future of post-pandemic transit in Metro Vancouver uncertain, Vancouver.